So we start today, chapter 11. Hare Krishna. What is Hare Krishna? Hare Krishna. So it is Vishwarupa Sandarshana Yoga, the universal form, which the Lord is going to show in this chapter 11. Let us pay obeisance to Sri Radha Govinda. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Nananjaya Kasalakaya Chakshulmitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Utapada Kamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavscha Sri Rupam Gasagarajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakana Vittamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Bidina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Pre Om Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Desha Tarine Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna everyone. Okay, so what did we do in the last chapter? It was Krishna starts telling that he is unknowable and the source of all. And even the demigods and Brahma, Lord Brahma, all don't know him completely because they were created by him. So he says he's unborn and he's the origin, and it is difficult to know him unless by bhakti. Then he gives us the Chatuslokas, the Sambandha, Abhidaya, and Prayojana, how we can, unless we relate to him, and how the devotees relate to him and they spend the activities was all Satatam, Yukta Satatam. They always think of him. Do the Kirtan, they will do Krishna Katha, and they'll be always enjoying with their associations. And what is a Prayojana? How does he reciprocate? He reciprocates because once he sees this devotees in always thinking of him and absorbed in him, then he gives them the understanding how to go back to him. He destroys their ignorance and gives them the knowledge. That is Dipena. Yogena Dipena, he gives them. So this is how he replaces. It's a very good slokas to remember that. After that, Arjuna says all his illusions are dispelled. He gives a prayer, very good prayer, Paramdhama, Paramthing, he says, and he says even the other sages are also have confirmed the same. And I have also seen you and I've seen your glories and I want to hear more. So then Krishna describes his vibhutis. So one thing stands out here, isn't it? He is so boldly talking about himself, isn't it? And he's declaring. Then, so who can do that? So that is a question. Not everybody can boldly declare that he is the unborn origin and cause of all that. So now, because of that, what does Arjuna now, after hearing so much about the Lord and how great he is and all his opulence, then he requests him to show his universal form. So then Krishna describes his universal form, saying that nobody else has seen. You are the first person to see that, his cosmic manifestation. Then Arjuna's vision, and also Sanjaya also sees this, and you can see his experience. And then Arjuna asks, what is your mission and what is your role and why you have come? So then Krishna replies, I am the Kalosmi Lokasya Krit Pravarto. Then Arjuna prays, beautiful prayer he gives. Then finally, Krishna says, only by pure bhakti people can see this, and otherwise no one, even by doing Vedas or charity or any other mental speculation, you cannot see me. So this is the Ananya Bhakti, only you can see the Lord. So starts with Arjuna Vacha, Mad Anugraya Paramam, Guhyam Adhyatma Samarpitam, Yatyayoktam Vacha Tena Mohadyam Vigatu Mama. Arjuna said, I have heard your instructions on confidential spiritual matters which you have so kindly delivered unto me, and my illusion is now dispelled. So he says, his illusion is now dispelled. He has got all the spiritual confidential matters, spirituals he has kindly heard. O lotus-eyed one, I have heard from you in detail about the appearance and disappearance of every living entity as realized through your inexhaustible glories. O greatest of all personalities, the supreme form, though I see here before me your actual position, I yet to wish to see how you have entered into this cosmic manifestation. I want to see that form of yours. And also, he expresses his desire, but then he also says, if you think that I am able to behold your cosmic form, O my Lord, O Master of all mystic power, then kindly show me that universal self. So why is he asking? Why does Arjuna want to see? But he's a great devotee, isn't it? But then even in the last thing, he had asked him, how I can meditate on you and what form. And now Krishna, after telling all about his glories and all that, he wants to show him. Krishna wants to show also, because he is also wants to reciprocate to this wish, and because he wants to encourage Arjuna to fight. So yeah, he doesn't want to just leave it with his words. He wants to actually physically show it also, so that Arjuna will be convinced and he will be encouraged to fight. And also, this way, the Lord will be establishing his supremacy, so that in future people should not should know that Krishna is not only theoretically but or philosophically presented himself, but also actually presented himself to Arjuna. So Arjuna was attracted to him as a loving friend, but he was not concerned, but he wanted to set a criteria so that any person in the future who claim to be incarnation of God should not be there. So this will be a criteria that if somebody claims that he is the incarnation, then he should show his universal form, isn't it? That would be the criteria, and it should like some standard will be there, so that people should not get misled by such false claims, so that in fact there are many were claiming to be God, that was there. And even Google is also God for us, because it gives you all knowledge. Whatever you want to ask, you just Google it and you'll be getting, whether it's right or wrong, but it's up to us to select the information. So, and actually there's something which when Mataji was telling us, the other day, that there was an analysis done by a devotee in UK. Okay, what he did a survey, so he asked many people, suppose if you see God, what do you want to ask him actually? So if you see to God. So he got a lot of feedback, so responses on that. So he could clarify and he could classify and say that, see, if there are demons, what will he say? He will say, if I say God, I would like to kill him, because he's so envious of the Lord's power. And whereas people who are suffering with some terrible disease and cancer and all that, he will ask, why the hell, what wrong I have done that I'm suffering like that? So he'll be blaming them. And materialist people will always ask for some desire, he wants something or the other, like as though God is a supplier, to it. Whereas devotees will always want to know how to serve it. But one thing is, everyone will have some one way or the other, they're always the conscious of the Lord. So here, Arjuna wants to ask him, but he's very humble. He says, if you think I can behold your cosmic form, then kindly show me that universal self. So he's very humbly asking. The blessed Lord said, Arjuna, O son of Partha, behold now my opulences, hundreds of thousands of very divine forms, multicolored like the sea. Whatever you wish to see can be seen all at once in this body. Okay, this universal form can show you all that you now desire, as well as whatever you may desire in the future. Everything is here completely. That means you'll be seeing the past, present, and the future also in that form. But you cannot see me with your present eyes. Therefore, I give to you divine eyes by which you can behold my mystic opulence. But doesn't mean that he is upgrading Arjuna to some higher level or nothing. Actually, Arjuna is already a great devotee and he has got his loving eyes, no, the Premanjana, with which he is always thinking of the Lord as his friend and is very much intimate with him. And they have spent many times together, sleeping together, going around, everything. So that intimacy is already there with him. So this mystic opulence is only to behold the cosmic form, that will be with so much effulgence and things. For that, that mystic opulence, only for that reason is giving him his divine vision. Okay, and say that. So this is a spiritual vision he gives to him. And we saw why Arjuna said. Then now Sanjay Vacha. So it is because, as I told in the beginning, Sanjay also got this spiritual vision by his master, that is Vedvyas has given him. So sitting in palace itself, he will be seeing what all is happening in the battlefield and what the Sambhashana which is going between Arjuna and Krishna is seeing. And when the Lord shows the spiritual, his universal form, that is also seen by the Sanjaya. So he is also blessed with that vision. He also is a great devotee, you can understand from that. So what does Sanjaya say? Evam ukva tato rajan maha yogeshwara hari darshanyamsya pataya paramam rupam aishwara. So he says, Sanjaya says, O king, speaking thus, the supreme, the Lord of all mystic power, the personality of Godhead, displayed his universal form to Arjuna. Actually, even when Krishna had gone for peace, he had gone to the Dhritarashtra's palace, that time, he had asked, when he wanted on behalf of the Pandavas, he had gone to see at least give 5 villages for them, if not the whole kingdom and all that. Please, as a messenger, when he went, that time also he showed his universal form, but partial one. But the only Bhishma and Dronacharya and them could see, but not the others. They couldn't understand that. Even Duryodhana was not able to understand that. He only thought he's doing some gimmicks. And he wanted to imprison Krishna then. He was such a foolish fellow. So, and also another time, like, when Yashoda Maya also wanted to ask that time, when Krishna's friends and all saying, will complain to Yashoda Maya, saying, see, Krishna has eaten mud and all that in the thing. So, but Krishna says, no, I have not done it. They're all simply telling lies. But when Yashoda Maya asked him to show his mouth, open his mouth, then he shows the entire cosmic thing, manifestation. So she really gets bewildered for a second. Then she says, no, this is my child. That's all I know. And she comes back. She doesn't care about his whatever form. So here, Sanjaya is so overwhelmed to see the universal form of Arjuna. Form of Krishna. Arjuna saw in that universal form unlimited mouths, unlimited eyes. It was all wondrous. The form was decorated with divine, dazzling ornaments, arrayed in many garbs. He was also garlanded gloriously, and there were many scents smeared over his body. All was magnificent, all expanding, unlimited. This was seen by Arjuna. So Arjuna saw this universal with unlimited mouths and thing, and it spread the whole area, and nobody else could see in the battlefield. It was only Arjuna and Krishna who. It was shown only to Arjuna, nobody else. If hundreds of thousands of sun arose up at once the sky, they might resemble the effulgence of the Supreme Person in that form. Okay, so glorious it was. At that time, Arjuna could see in the universal form of the Lord the unlimited expansions of the universe situated in one place, although divided into many, many thousands. It's like, panorama, they say, that the scenic panorama, the whole was like some TV show, no such thing was so fully shown to him on the opulence. Then, bewildered and astonished, his hair standing on end, Arjuna began to pray with folded hands, offering obeisance to the Supreme Lord. Now, see, he was bewildered earlier, but this is also a different kind of emotions. And throughout, you see, the way the Arjuna's reactions and how they think, it is, and how he expresses his confusion or his thing, everything, emotions. He keeps telling, and then it's been described by Vedvyas here in the Bhagavad Gita. And everything is on display, So here, till now, what happened? He was, as a friendly, he was asking, and he was a thing, and he had surrendered and said, now I believe everything what you say and all that. But believing is one thing, and hearing it theoretically is something, but actually seeing it is a different experience, isn't it? So he is bewildered now and astonished that he couldn't believe his eyes that this is the cosmic, whatever Krishna was describing, everything he could see in that display, in that initial form. So he starts offering his obeisance to the Supreme Lord. So his mood surely changes. He becomes overwhelmed by this wondrous Adbhuta Rasa. He was having friendly rasa before, now is Adbhuta Rasa. Arjuna said, my dear Lord Krishna, I see assembled together in your body all the demigods and various other living entities. I see Brahma sitting on the lotus flower, as well as Lord Shiva and many sages and divine servants. So now, and the Lord of universe, I see in your universal body many, many forms. Bellies, mouths, eyes expanded without limit. There is no end, there is no beginning, and there is no middle to all this. Your form adorned with various crowns, clubs, and discs is difficult to see because of this glaring effulgence, which is very fiery and immeasurable like the sun. So he is describing, the words are just coming out of his mouth. He might be repeating certain things, but and all that, is so wonderful for him that he just keeps on repeating things and is telling all that. Whatever he's saying, he's just coming out of his mouth. You're the supreme primal objective. You're the best in all universes. You're inexhaustible. You're the oldest. You're the maintainer of religion, the eternal personality of God. You're the origin without beginning, middle, or end. You have numberless arms, and the sun and moon are among your great unlimited eyes. By your own radiance, you're heating this entire universe. So there's nothing which is there. It's all coming from the Lord. Although you are one, you are spread throughout the sky and the planets and all space between. Oh, great one, as I behold this terrible form, I see that all the planetary systems are perplexed. So from this, we can see that we can understand that it was not only him who was seeing this universal form. Okay, it was all the others, the entire universe. There were so many planetary systems, some demigods from other planets, which we saw, higher planets, lower planets, and all that, and also the spiritual sky. Everywhere, from everywhere, people were who all had that spiritual vision, the divine vision. They were all able to see. And they were all perplexed because they had never seen this form of the Lord. It was the first time it was shown, and that was shown to Arjuna. All the demigods are surrendering and entering into you. They are very much afraid, and with folded hands, they are singing the Vedic hymns. So they were also astonished, and they were also taken aback, bewildered by that thing, and they were singing Vedic hymns, and that also you could hear. So he was in great ecstasy, and this vision was not a dream, isn't it? Because there was Sanjaya seeing, or the demigods are seeing, and from other planets, and you could see the expressions in their eyes, and also you could hear them singing Vedic hymns. So it was not a dream, it was a reality. O mighty armed one, all the planets with their demigods are disturbed at seeing your many faces, eyes, arms, bellies, and legs, and your terrible teeth. And as they are disturbed, so am I. So he gets disturbed because it was astonishing, and he couldn't believe that such a thing, or whatever Krishna was saying, it was coming true. O all-pervading Vishnu, I can no longer maintain my equilibrium. Seeing your radiant colors fill the skies and beholding your eyes and arms, I am afraid. So he's telling he's scared of seeing the whole thing, right? Now he's saying much more. What is he? He's saying the future. All the sons of Dhritarashtra, along with their allied kings and Bhishma, Drona, Karna, and all the soldiers are rushing into your mouth. And their heads are smashed by your fearful teeth. I see that some are being crushed between your teeth also as well. So now he's seeing the future also. He's seeing what's going to be the outcome of the battle. That Bhishma, Dronacharya, Karna are all going to meet their death. And they're all going into the Lord's mouth. And as the rivers flow into the sea, so all these great warriors are entering into a blazing mouth and perishing. So from the mouth, all the fire is coming, and they all are going into his mouth. Okay. So he could see the whole future also. So finally he asks the Lord, after seeing such frightening thing, what are you? What is your mission? So then Lord says, I am Kalosmi. I am the death personified. So Lord says, time. I am time, destroyer of the worlds, and I have come to engage all people, with the exception of you, the Pandavas. All the soldiers here on both sides will be slain. So whether you fight or if you don't fight, their death is already been fixed, and they are going to, and that they cannot escape the death. So the Lord says it's already planned. So that means we should understand everything works under the plan of the Lord. And and if we have done misused a thing, and it's not, nobody can change it. And we have to go along with the plan and thing. So he says, therefore, tasmat, therefore, Tvam uttishta yaso lapasva, jitva satrum bhungshava, rajam samradam, mayavite nihata purvam eva nimitta matram bhava sayashchisi. Therefore, get up and prepare to fight. After conquering your enemies, you will enjoy a flourishing kingdom. They are already put to death by my arrangement, and you, your Sayashchina, can't be but an instrument in the fight. So you're just an instrument. So we are also an instrument in this world. And if we work for the Krishna, it will be that we will be as per his mission. Okay. So here, everything works under his plan. Nothing, even a blade of grass cannot move without his energy. So everything is being planned, and there are we have been given choices to choose, to little independence. But whether you want to go for sense gratification, or to be in the Maya, or to work for Krishna, that is the choice we have. Okay. So he says here, you become my instrument. You'll just be an instrument in the fight. The fight was his mission. His mission was to put out all the religious people to death, and to wipe out, and to bring back religion back. So he wants to restore the religion, and he wanted the Pandavas to come back. They are the true devotees who can rule the earth, and the burden on the earth can be minimized by getting all these people killed. And he gets them all into one platform, in one place in Kurukshetra. So that is it. So that was this plan. And he says they will be all be put to death by my arrangement. So that is there. So you just become an instrument in the fight. So clearly Krishna says what his desire is and what his plan are and what the role of Arjuna is. Okay. So if Arjuna thinks that I am the one who is doing, that is due to delusion. So you be just an instrument in the hands of the Lord. So the blessed Lord said, all the great warriors, spells out also, Drona, Bhishma, Jayadratha, Karna are already destroyed. You simply fight and you will vanquish your enemies. So, but what happens by you fighting, he wants to give the credit to his devotees. Because all he does in the battle is only give them direction and all that. He doesn't actually take arms, in the battle, isn't it? But he says, I've already planned and is all there. And he wants the credit to go to his devotees. So nature is also, the material nature is moving with a specific plan. Who is the one who has done? Is by things. So we should understand this Krishna consciousness through the medium of spiritual master. Okay, only a spiritual master can give us the guidance and we can understand. Otherwise, we are also be bewildered like Arjuna was and confused in the beginning. So Sanjaya says to Dhritarashtra, O king, after hearing these words from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Arjuna trembled, fearfully offered obeisance with this, and began faltering to speak as follows. So now Arjuna can see the future, no? So he sees all his teachers, his friends, everybody entering into the mouth of the Lord. And now he came to know that this is the mission and this is already planned by Krishna and he has to be just an instrument. So his whole mood has changed. Now he is offering prayers now because, O Rishikesha, the world becomes joyful upon hearing your name, and thus everyone becomes attached to you. Although the perfect beings offer you their respectful homage, the demons are afraid, and they flee here and there. All this are rightly done. So, O great one, who stands above even Brahma, you are the original master. Why should they not offer their homage up to you? O limitless ones. So, actually, is the original master. Why? Because when he created the Brahma, then to Brahma he gave the Vedas. No? So the first person to hear Vedas was Brahma, Lord Brahma, and Krishna was the spiritual master. So he is the original master. And so why should they not offer their homage up to you? O limitless one, O refuge of the universe, you are the invisible source, the cause of all cause of all causes, we are transcendental to this material manifestation. So now this is what he says. You are the original personality, the Godhead. You are the only sanctuary of the manifested cosmic world. You know everything and you are all that is knowable. You are above the material modes or limitless form. The whole cosmic manifestation is pervaded by you. So in one, this thing, he could show the entire thing, whatever the Lord was saying, that all that he could show in one form itself. So this is the prayers by Arjuna. I have in the past, now he is thinking, my God, I have past addressed you as, O Krishna, O Yadava, O my friend, without knowing your glories. Please forgive whatever I may have done in madness or in love. So he had an intimate relation, as a friend, as a cousin and things. So they had from childhood, they have been seeing him and that in all the troubles, in all the things, Krishna was there with them, isn't it? So he now is suddenly thinking, my God, how I might have, without understanding this, without knowing these glories, I might have, in my intimacy, might have offended him. So he thinks, so he's addressing, oh Krishna or Adava, without knowing the things, I might have done something in madness or in love, so please forgive me. I have dishonored you many times. See, as a friend, he's so much intimate. You would have addressed him, hey Krishna, come here or something, like that. You would have talked with such intimate addressings. Many times with relaxing or while lying on the same bed or eating together, sometimes alone, sometimes in front of many friends. Please excuse me for all my offenses. Now, his mood has changed. Now he is thinking about this. After seeing this universal form, which I've never seen before, I'm gladdened, but at the same time, my mind is disturbed with fear. So therefore, please bestow a grace upon me and reveal again your form as personality of Godhead, O Lord of Lords, O abode of the universe. So now he is saying, please, I'm very much disturbed. So please show your thing. But so in this, we can really see that Arjuna never forgets his friendly relationship with Krishna. No, he knows he has a friend that is deeply in his heart. So he wants to go back to that intimate relationship. So universe sound, I wish to see you in a four-armed form with helmeted head and with club, wheel, conch, and lotus flower in your hands. I long to see you in that form. O best of the Guru warriors, no one before has ever seen this universal form of the mind. That's what the Lord says. For neither by studying Vedas, nor by performing sacrifices, nor by charities or similar activities can this form be seen. Only you have seen this. So now it's very clear from here that no, he had not shown to anyone before. So many yugas have gone. He has never shown this form. Okay, only you can see, have seen it. And even there are people who have studied Vedas, they have performed a lot of sacrifices. Demigods have done, Lord Indra has done 100 horse sacrifices and everything, but they have never seen that. They all are seeing now only through Arjuna. So your mind has been perturbed upon seeing this horrible feature of mine. Now let it be finished, because his death kalos me, no? His death personality personified. My devotees be free from all disturbance. Only with a peaceful mind, you can now see the form you desire. See, devotees don't like to see this kind of form, They will get bewildered. They will like to have a peaceful relationship with the Lord so that they can relate to him. So this is the form he wants to see, the four-handed form with a conch shell, with the gada and the lotus flower and the Sudarshana. So Sanjaya said to Dhritarashtra, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, while speaking thus to Arjuna, displayed his real four-handed form, and at last he showed him his two-handed form, thus encouraging the fearful Arjuna. So simultaneously he shows him. So with this, it's very clear that Krishna is always so original and Swayam Brahman, and he is a two-handed form is his original thing, but he is a transcendental form. Okay, and all other forms are also there. So, and what is in the sloka? No, Saumya Vapuhu. That is a very beautiful form. It's so attractive. And he is much, your mind gets pacified. When Arjuna thus saw Krishna in his original form, he said, seeing this human-like form, Manusham Param, so very beautiful, my mind is now pacified. I am restored to my original nature. So he is here clearly says he is very thing. The blessed Lord said, my dear Arjuna, in the form which you are now seeing is very difficult to behold. Even the demigods are seeking this opportunity to see this form which is so dear. So now not only the universal form, even this form of his two-handed and four-handed, even that, now the devatas are all trying to have an opportunity to see it, but they have never seen it before. So that is also very, very difficult to behold or to think. My dear Anjana, only by undivided devotional service can I be understood as I am standing before you and can thus be seen directly. Okay, only in this way can you enter into the mysteries of my understanding. So here Lord says, only by Ananya Bhakti can one see this form of mind, and then they can understand this the mysteries of mistake of place. So those dasha. So bhaktya hi tvai ananya sakya aham evam vido Arjuna natum drashtum cha tatvena pravastum cha parantapa. My dear Arjuna, only by undivided devotional service can I be understood as I am, standing before you, and can thus be seen directly. Only in this way can you enter into the mysteries of my understanding. So, now only by Ananya Bhakti, only by Ananya, undivided devotional service, can one see the Lord. Otherwise, we cannot approach him. So, now see, that's what he talks of the bhakti. So our goal of life is to go back to him. That is to cultivate our bhakti to him. And be all the time absorbed and do the work for him. So, and the best thing is to start with the temple worship, because for the beginners, that is essential so that we can focus our mind on the form of the Lord and do our devotional service. Not only the chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, you can also take the prasadam and then offering it to the Lord and taking the eatables. That also will, the tongue is most very difficult to control, controlling a speech or controlling your eating or anything. So that is very difficult. So once you start taking prasad, then you're able to control, and chanting also will help you. So start with the temple worship. So that is what is being recommended for especially for the beginners. So mat karma krin mat paramo mat bhakta sangha varjita nirvaira sarva bhuteshu yasamam eti pandava. So now Krishna is telling what his mission is. So my dear Arjuna, one who is engaged in my pure devotional service, mat karma, free from the contaminations of previous activities and from mental speculation, who is friendly to every living entity, certainly comes to me. So, Sangha Varjita. Sangha Varjita means that is you are not associating with people who are non-devotees. So, Mat Karma is engaged in doing my work. Mat Parama means refers to one who considers the association of Krishna in the Supreme Board to be the highest perfection of life. So, you think Sangha Varjitaha, dissociate himself from persons who are against Krishna. So, you don't think. So, only by Anukalyasya Sankalpa, Pratikulyasya Varjanam. That's what Rupa Goswami says. Think of Krishna, act for Krishna favorably and don't do things which are unfavorable to him. So, this 4 lines now is the conclusion is, although to see universal form is very, very difficult and not possible, it is still more difficult to understand his personal form. Okay, nor is to be understood by peer persons who officially go to temple to offer worship. So it is very difficult. So finally, we are learning is desire, and what we have to do is Krishna Krita. So Krishna Karma, that is the formula from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It's more confidential. So again, he is stressing this. So this has to be our goal in life. And many a time, so people might think, so my God, now I'm having a lot of material desires and all that. How can I be in this Bhakti Yoga? So that naturally the question will come with many of our minds, So we cannot give up desires. Desires cannot be given up because we are a living being, and living beings will have desires. Desires will be there. Only thing is we have to be purified. That is, the desires should be purified. That is all we have to do. We should not try to make desire to be zero. We only have to get it purified. How can we do? Because like desire means that according to a decision, I am a Hindu, Muslim, and this kind of identity with our body and all that. No, it takes time to come out of it. And why Krishna? So you have to be desireless means you have to purify your false understanding that I am such and such a person and all that. So you have to only realize I am the servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord Krishna. So then you will have to act to serve Krishna. So that coming to that understanding, it takes a lot of time and a lot of purification is required. So you can start with temple devotion and also chanting and taking prasad. So that will purify things. See, even you can take the example of Lord this Dhruva Maharaj. See, when he went to the forest, to meditate on the Lord, he wanted a kingdom much bigger than what his grandfather, great grandfather Brahma had. But what did the Lord see in him? Lord knew that he had come with his material desires, all right, but he didn't consider the motivation, with what motive he had come and done the meditation. But what he was concerned with the service, how he followed diligently the Narada's instructions, and within 6 months, he was only taking air. He was not eating anything, not even a drop of water, not even breathing. He was so fixed in his meditation, in the Tashtanga Yoga. So that was what the Lord saw in him, and they think so. And it doesn't, and things, so he will never leave the devotees' desires to be unfulfilled. He will fulfill their desires, but only thing is, it will never affect them. So the Dhruva Maharaj was very repentant for could have gone for the material desires, but he gets it in the end. And only thing is, the minute they have the darshan of the Lord, you get purified. However impure we are, just because he's so pure, and by just touching, by a glance from him, we get purified. So this example itself can tell us, highly qualified devotee can have the facility of material enjoyment, at the same time execute the love of God. That is, he was all the time devoted, and he was ruling the king. The Dhruva Maharaj was there for 36,000 years. He ruled the kingdom. He was married. He had children, and then he took up Vanaprastha in the end and gave up his kingdom to his sons and went off. And at the final hour, the Vishnu Dutas came personally to take him back to Godhead. So he went. And but while stepping onto that thing, for Vishnu Duta's chariot, he thought of his mother. My God, I forgot my mother. Then they say, no, your mother is already going in the chariot and before you. You can see her going. So she's also accompanying you to the spiritual world. So that is what it says. That is Krishna formula for Krishna. That is doing all the time, engage in the pure devotional service, and may free from contamination, and always be in the association. So this is the formula, and it's the most confident. It's also another confidential. In fact, to say it's the essence of Bhagavad Gita, what we are learning here. Okay. So finally, what did we conclude? Arjuna requests Krishna to show his universal form, and Lord does it so that it will be a criteria, so that nobody can claim in Kali Yuga that he is the incarnation of form. There's a criteria, and people can ask him to show the universal form if he is the incarnation. Then we saw how Arjuna's vision is description, and Sanjay also saw even the demigods from other planetary system also were seeing it, and they also got disturbed, and it was a wonderful experience, and he was amazed, and it was also fearful because of the way he could see the future, how warriors, great warriors were all entering into the mouth of the Lord. Then how Krishna replies and says that is his mission, that is his plan, and everything, the nature works according to its plan. So we are only nimitta matra. We are just an instrument. So we have, that is our mission. Our mission is to become an instrument in the hands of the Lord. So only pure bhakti is required to see Krishna. Ananya bhakti and nothing else. So that becomes our goal of life, goal and mission of life. So we saw identifying God, request, universal form. These are the key points, which is the harm form. Then Sham Sundara form is the personal form, and it is the most beautiful form. And bhakti and desire, and this is the desires we should have, Krishna karma, that is we should desire to be instrument in the hands of the Lord. So with this, I conclude. Vancha kalpaturabhyascha kripa sindhyobhe evacha patitam nam pavanebhyo Vaishnavyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Chant and be happy.